Here we've got the Netflix stock in front of us. And as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, since Tuesday, Elon Musk made a tweet. And since Tuesday, the stock itself has dropped over 2.4%. And where I get my fundamental backing and edge from on Market AI, it all aligns up perfectly. If we look at Market AI, Netflix faces a short-term pressure aimed content strategy shift and EU scrutiny ahead of Q3 earnings. Makes sense? Makes sense. We're getting down into institutional demand ready for Q3 earnings, basically, guys. That's what's happening here. If we scroll down here on Market AI, all the way down here, we get to this tab here. What is impacting Netflix right now? The shift to prioritize in-house content production introduces short-term execution risks despite potential margin benefits, while the EU data privacy inquiries contribute to volatility without immediate enforcement. These factors, combined with macroeconomic events, sensitivity to inflation, adjusted subscription growth, temper investors' enthusiasm ahead of the upcoming earnings report. So people are getting a little bit skeptical with Netflix, guys, at the moment, and that's a good thing. When people are skeptical of stocks, that's genuinely a time to buy from a long-term swing trading perspective. Um, we look down and we look at the content strategy shift. The content strategy shift is 40% weight. So what this is telling me is that Netflix's strategy is on pause on the third party studio partnership. It's to focus on in house content production. It's created short term uncertainty among investors despite expected long term margin improvements. So, investors aren't really happy with the way Netflix is going at the moment. And we can use this information on Market AI and we can capitalize on this cross referenced and dissected with institutional supply and demand for the long term. Here is Netflix, guys. Down here, I have got higher time frame, daily institutional demand. Up here, I've got higher time frame, daily institutional supply. You can clearly see that we have been dropping. Market AI has been telling us this. It was preempting it as well as the week was progressing. On here, we've got the Market AI Sentiment Index. On here, we've got a neutral outlook for the Netflix stock, which sort of makes sense. To be honest, intraday, sell, longer term, neutral. I get that and I understand it because this reaction that we've had here on this daily candle, it hasn't been a reaction off of anything, guys. It's just tapped down and just pulled up. When stuff like this happens, you have to be worried because we're going to get follow through. We're going to get follow through, and we have to be very mindful now of where Netflix is going to head. I've just seen some more demand down here. That's a rally based rally. You need to basically, guys, we're going to have to monitor Netflix over the next trading week, I would say, because I can't imagine we're going to tap into this demand and start gaining strength on Netflix. I can see that we're going to get some follow through with this move. as you can see, we've also got gaps to the upside that price has created as the market opens. So when we do eventually, guys, on Netflix, get down to that zone or this area, that's fine. We have got gaps up here for long-term investment. We have this as a target. We have this as a target. Yeah? We will look at the price. We can set alerts. I will get an alert all set on Netflix for the middle of this zone. There it is. The alert is set. When this alert gets triggered, I will go back onto Market AI. All of this stuff will update as the days go by, as the financial markets are open. All of this stuff will update. We will see how Netflix sorts itself out going forward, and we're going to see how we're going to capitalize it as the days progress, basically, guys. Um, and if we go on, well, look at this. What can push price down here? The price is 1140. Let's go back onto trading view. 1140. 114. So below this wick, really, below this wick, what can push price down here? Failure to hold 114 support risk, technical breakdown and further declines. Slowing subscriber growth or negative earnings revisions could pressure the stock. Fed hawkish signals may increase discount rates, reducing growth stock valuation. So, guys, Netflix is going to be getting a battering in the next couple of days, if I'm honest. Um, and for people to want to start getting themselves positioned in on Netflix, I would wait for this demand, because I don't think this demand is going to hold. I've got an alert right in the middle of it. I can imagine that we're just gonna blow this out of the water, guys, and we've got clean traffic then to the next demand down below. So in terms of Netflix, me personally, I'm going to be heavily monitoring it through Market AI to get my fundamental edge within the market. And technically, I'm going to be waiting for the institutional demand. So long term, guys, on Netflix, we wait because it's going to be very volatile. You know, we've dropped 2.4% since Tuesday. I feel like we have to just be safe here now, guys. Don't just go jumping in on Netflix now thinking that everything's going to become hunky dory and, you know, we're going to start gaining value again. You have to use, you know, what's in front of you. You have to use fundamentals to really give you that extra edge in the market. And that is why I love Market AI so much. The other trade, guys, that I wanted to go through with you all, for my longer term perspective, is crude oil, guys. I've been waiting for crude oil for several weeks now, and I'm now in this trade. What I was waiting for on crude oil was this demand that we are now in, but there was also a mini gap there that needed to get filled. You can see price has been trying to trap people, trap. People are in these buy stops just below their lows. Price has gone up, everyone's in profit, lovely, and then wallet, bang, take everyone's stop loss out. Why? We've hit this gap. Why? We've gone into unfilled orders within this institutional demand. Let's take this information onto Market AI COT report. Here, we are now looking at Market AI COT report, guys. If I scroll down all the way down here, it's saying crude oil Brent. Market bullish. Sentiment increasingly bullish. That makes sense. We are sort of, well, we are in a bullish uptrend from a weekly perspective. We are clearly bullish on a daily perspective, guys. We've been holding these areas for quite some time. Prices tried to go up. We've not broken low. There's no real bearishness here in this market, and we're seeing bearishness now at the moment. It's going to be pretty short-lived, guys. I can't imagine crude oil is going to go much below this demand zone. My reason being, you know, the market sentiment is increasingly bullish through Market AI. How I use the COT data within my trading and how I attack the market with the COT data from market guys is every single week, this COT data, it gets refreshed. The market closes 10 o'clock on a Friday evening and it reopens 10 o'clock on a Sunday evening. During this period, institutions and commercials, hedge funds, all of them big players, they declare their positions. They basically, it's not an audit, but they will tell the financial conduct authority, if you wish, basically where they're positioned in the market, whether they're net long or whether they're net short. And here, large speculators, you can see that people are definitely large speculators, hedge funds, institutions. You can see that they are getting positioned in net long positions, guys. It's here in front of you. So the 23rd of September. So this COT data was refreshed from last week. So when I check this data again over the weekend or Monday morning, we will then also have probably more large speculator positions getting added here, guys. That is killer features. And it just it's so important that you have this sort of stuff at your disposal in terms of trading, guys, because it just gives you such an edge in the market. And let's just go back onto um, dun, 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 crude oil again. There we go. Crude oil plunges crude oil plunges to 4-month lows aimed over supply fear and weak demand. Well, the thing is, yeah, I sort of get that. A lot of people have been looking at this as support or demand sort of thing, but this was just a typical trap, guys. This was a trap. People were using this as support to getting in their positions, but people wasn't really aware of this gap, maybe because they haven't seen it. But more to the point, they didn't know that this was an institutional demand, and this is a good trap that they like to set. And now that Market AI has said that crude oil is getting increasingly bullish on the sentiment, um, that fills me with a lot of confidence to get into longer term positions. The higher time frame bias and the intraday bias, they're bearish and slightly bearish. Guys, it's nothing to stress about. It's right. It's 100% right. If we go on to the 4 hour, that is a clear intraday trend, higher time frame trend going down. When we go into Monday, trading Monday, this will change. This will then start looking more bullish. And that is exactly what we want, guys. I will be checking the COT report over the weekend once the figures are all out, and we'll dissect the information. And then we're going to see how we can, continue to attack the market going forward. But I can't stress enough, guys, how important and how valuable the fundamentals is on all of this stuff. Look at this, my daily bias is ready as well. How good is that? It reminds you every day about your daily bias. So what's impacting crude oil right now, guys? The dominant market sentiment is negative as traders focus on the risk of global oil glut due to increased OPEC output and lackluster demand. Macroeconomic uncertainty, especially from the US government shutdown and sluggish Chinese industrial activity, has further dampened the outlook, while geopolitical risks remain. Their impact is currently muted compared to fundamental supply and demand imbalances. It's there in front of us, guys. We have all of this imbalance and everything all in front of us. Risk off, again, we're sort of looking neutral. You need to enter with caution, guys. With Netflix and with crude oil, we need to be very cautious about it. We have to be cautious. If I go on to my volume profile indicator here, this within this indicator, guys, this is the previous month's traded volume. We've got the value area low, we've got the pop line, we've got the value area high. Top black line, bottom black line. This is telling us where the most traded volume was over the previous trading month. Look how important this is now. Yes, we've broken below the previous trading month, but we've hit into the institutional demand. If we look at this yellow line here, we call this line the pop line. Just above this pop line, that is the most traded volume that we have had over the last month. We have also got a gap here. I can't really draw it with this grey box, guys, because it's quite hard for you to see it, but yeah, that is a little gap. So we have come below, we've trapped people, we've broke below, we've hit demand, and now we will probably start trading back up into the monthly volume range. Our first target as a minimum is this POC line, guys. Whilst price is playing out, I will keep cross-referencing everything. I will get my daily bias updated daily on crude oil. I will keep tabs on it all, and we will basically, guys, we will use everything we have at our disposal to get ourselves positioned in the best possible position in the market, guys. Going forward, guys, to be honest, I mean, just be sensible. Just be sensible. And it's a sensible long-term swing trade idea. The same as Netflix, guys. I don't know if any of you know, but I'm a long-term swing trader. I like my longer-term trades. So this is my bread and butter, all this sort of stuff. And I like crude oil a lot for long term. Well, I'm in the buys. I'm personally in the buys. So I would appreciate if guys follow along with that. You don't necessarily have to be in the same trade as me, but follow along. Keep an eye on crude oil and just watch it gain strength now over the next at least a week. All right. I hope you can make sense of what I've been speaking about. I hope this has helped. And going forward, I'm going to be using YouTube to break down a lot of long-term swing positions, and I'm going to dissect everything I can on Market AI, COT report, backtest fundamentals. We'll look at economy, equities, currencies, everything we need, guys, for long-term swing positions is all on market. It's a fantastic platform. It is definitely the best out there, and the future with it is really bright. So all the best, guys, and I will speak to you soon. Cheers.